looking for a way to return to the time when everything was easy to learn.
Hey y'all, it's Lindsay, and today I thought I would take you along with me on another What I Eat in a Day video on a low carb, keto, trim healthy mama-ish lifestyle, way of eating, etc. So let's get started with breakfast. All right, for breakfast today, for me, it's going to be 3 slices of that French toast, just like I had the other morning. It's been 2 days, but it's my keto angel food cake recipe that I sliced up, and I just turn it into a French toast. It's super good, and I did heat up some of this Birch Bender's syrup. It's monk fruit sweetened. Definitely not a clean option for the most part, because if like the random vegetable fibers and anyway, but Jared likes syrup on his French toast, so I decided to heat some up, and I had some left over and decided, well, I'll just use some of that. And I am currently 2 cups of coffee into the morning. Okay, that was delicious. That is one of those things, the French toast, where once we get on the roll with having that, we kind of want to keep having it. And then by the time we hit the end of that sort of keto angel food cake, it's like, okay, that's satisfied. We're ready to move back to eggs. So that turned out really, really well. It wasn't crisping up quite as much as I wanted it to in my skillet. So I did pop some of it into the air fryer, and it got a little bit more crispy, just a little bit better without it going burnt. Because I feel like in the skillet, it can, French toast can always sort of skew burnt if you leave it on there for too long and at too high. And so anyway, popped it into the air fryer for about 3 minutes after it was finished cooking on the skillet, and that helped it to just sort of have a better structure and a little bit more of a crunch on the outside. It was so good, so good. I'm still kind of iffy about the syrup. Jared really appreciates syrup. I just prefer straight butter. So anyway, my girls have already jumped into their lessons for the day. I think they've done a lot of their independent work, which is fun. Both girls, they woke up this morning just pumped to just powerhouse through their independent work. So things like handwriting, their math facts, math practice, and Caitlin does logic and Latin. So those 2 were independent for her. Beginning of the week is instructor led, and then throughout the rest of the week, it's just individual practice stuff. So that's what they were just like chomping at the bit to get going on the lesson work. So that's what they did. We're down to just a few more things left, like memory work. Usually I like to do that first and kickstart the lessons with that, but I wasn't about to turn on the CD player and start singing our memory work at the top of my lungs at 7 a.m. So we have some memory work. We have some science to do with each girl, and yeah, then just basic chores around the house. Oh, I guess Caitlin does have a couple of teacher-led things like spelling quiz, and I'm sure there's something else I'm forgetting about. Oh, we have to go through and do some discussion about her literature for this week. Now that you've got the 411 on all the homeschooling things that this video is actually not about, I'm gonna get after it, and I'll see you the next time that I have something to eat. All right, it is lunchtime. It is, what is this saying, 1:15, 1:17 here. This is massive. So first of all, I'm having a grapefruit flavored bubbly. I think our Walmart might be discontinuing bubbly, or they're in a shortage, or something is happening because I can't find bubbly anywhere anymore. So anyway, grapefruit bubbly. Next, this is about, 1/6 of a medium head of cabbage, and then 2 fillets of fish here, just some tilapia that I have breaded and then cooked up in my air fryer here. And then it's probably, a tablespoon and a half, 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. It looks like a lot, but I don't think it is very much, honestly. Like, I could probably stand to have a little more. I need something spicy with this. That's better. A little bit of sriracha and the mayo and then the fish. For the breading, I just did some of my baking blend, some pork rinds, a little bit of Parmesan cheese, that's like the fine powdery grated cheese, and just some salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. Super basic for a coating on that. I'm gonna go devour this because I really am hungry right now. Okay, it is almost 1:40 and it has taken me this long to eat almost all of this. I am going to save this. I know it probably won't be amazing tomorrow. Yes, baby, I'll help you in just a minute, all right? But I can still slide it into my air fryer, possibly on a piece of parchment paper so it doesn't create a giant mess, and crisp that back up. Holy moly, I am super stuffed. Hello. All right. Yesterday, I stopped filming after my lunch because we got very busy with doing things here around the house. I forgot to film my dinner, and we did have dessert last night. We made something called dumpster fries. I've never had this before. Some friends of ours said that it's something they really love. So what we did is it was a high carb meal for us. It was sweet potatoes and rutabaga, and rutabaga can be very low carb if you keep it in moderation. So we made the sweet potatoes and rutabaga into fries and baked them in the oven, and then we put on top of it cooked and sort of chopped up chicken, and we did mozzarella cheese on that. We had some chives, we had some bacon, and then you just kind of like have like a fry sauce. We didn't actually do that part, but we did just homemade mayonnaise and sriracha, or I actually did Cholula. Jared did sriracha, and it was so good. It was so good. I think that could be like a real thing if I can keep the rutabaga in moderation to keep it sort of low carb. Also, I think I might have had a lot of salt yesterday, more than my body needed, because honestly those are under eye bags are puffing it up. So far today I've already had coffee, and I'm gonna go figure out some breakfast because, as you heard, time is slipping away. Okay. 9 o'clock, and Jared and I are splitting an egg scramble. It has some green bell peppers and some ham, and then I did 6 eggs, so about 3 eggs here for me. Some of the Colby Jack cheese, I shredded that up on top. A little bit of homemade mayonnaise, some Cholula, and a little bit of cilantro, and that is going to be breakfast. Hey, it's been a little bit. We've done some school lessons. I have done some laundry. The girls have done some vacuuming. We have done lots of things since you and I last spoke. And now I am putting together my lunch. The girls are having their lunch. Jared headed off to work a little while ago. As you saw, the last time we ate, it was 9 o'clock, and now it's almost 1. Let me show you what I have here. Okay. Ooh, little close. All right, so here I have the leftover filet that I had air fried yesterday with the cabbage that I had sauteed. It's under there, I promise. It's very marginal amount of cabbage for that. And then I've got some fresh peppers. I'm going to add on about, I don't know, a tablespoon or 2 of my homemade mayonnaise, which I need to actually replenish. And then I love sriracha. I really do. I love sriracha. I love my Cholula. Anything to add a little spice. And I know that looks like a ton, but I love it very much. And I don't know. I just love the boldness of it. I need to grab some water. I have, oh, there's my cup. This, I have drunk one full cup, one full jar, whatever you call this. It's a 28-ounce jar, so I've drank one of those so far today. I need to continue on that, and it is, what is 12:45. There we are. So there we go. Got this. We're doing it. Lunch. I know, leftover fish. It's a thing, but in the air fryer over here, it seems to be not so much of a thing. Okay, I finished lunch. It is, what time is it? 12:55, 10 minutes approximately later. I have some homemade ice cream. It was supposed to be it was a vanilla ice cream recipe. I used caramel flavoring instead to try to make it caramel flavored, but I didn't add enough, so it kind of just tastes like not. So anyway, some of my caramel ice cream that doesn't really taste caramely too much, and then a cup of coffee with some heavy cream. And there we go. Hey, One thing I forgot to mention earlier when I was talking with you before Jared reminded me that time was slipping away is that last night after dinner, we also had some of this ice cream right there. I didn't have that much last night though because I was super full from those dumpster fries. So had that and it was all good. It was great. Anyway, I don't have much more to add. We have finished all of our homeschooling for the day, for the week. That's fantastic. We're looking forward to the weekend. Molly Bear is not. She would rather do school every day. Like every single day, she likes to get up in the morning before anybody else is ready for the day. She wants to jumpstart her lessons, especially her independent work. She's a little bummed, but I find weekends to be quite enjoyable, honestly. But anyway, that's where we are. Gonna have a little bit of quiet time, some reading time for the big girls, hopefully a nap for the toddler, and I'll come back to you when I either have something to say or something to eat. Okay, it is 3:50 almost, and I am hungry. We're going to be having our small group with church tonight at a local park, and we'll be bringing our own food then, but for now I am hungry. So I have a small handful of walnuts, or no, good grief, why do I keep doing that? They're pecans, good grief. Pecans, and then 2 slices of the Sargento's pepper jack cheese, and I need to go eat this so that I can get moving on our food to bring to the park. All right, it is 4 o'clock. I'm still hungry. I don't know what's going on with me. Hormones, I guess. Anyway, I'm going to have 4 squares. This is super cold. This is my Jared approved chocolate if my camera will focus. There it is. Okay, so, and this has those little protein puffs in them that I talked about in one of my last What I Eat a Day videos. So it's kind of like a crackle bar, but it's done with the Jared approved chocolate, so it's Jackal. Very good. Okay, it is 5:45 and we're trying to get up, geared up here for this little small group picnic that we're having. Everybody's bringing their own food. So I'm showing you mine. The girls is already packed. Jared's is already packed. So what I've done here is I have one of these low carb Santa Fe Tortilla Company tortillas that I buy at Sam's Club, $6 for the pack of 20. I've mentioned those plenty of times in the past. So it's one of those. It is 2 slices of the Sargento's pepper jack cheese, and this is some of the Hormel Natural Choice smoked turkey. So did all of that, a little bit of my homemade mayo, microwaved it for a second so that the cheese got all melty, popped that in there, and then this is about half of a bag of Quest ranch chips. So this is going to be a higher carb meal for me, not quite 4 carbs, but the wrap itself has 5 net carbs plus the chips. And then for our family, I've got homemade ranch dip and an entire box of vegetables. So we have the cucumbers, the peppers, carrots, and celery. I like to do veggie boxes very often, and this week I did not do an entire box of peppers only. I did a whole variety here. So I will be having some of those, which those are not carb less. So I think what will wind up happening is I will wind up with probably closer to 10 carbs for dinner, and I'm okay with that. I am okay with that.